Love is not enough. My name is George. I am an old man now. I want to tell you a story. It is a story from many years ago. It is a story about love, work, and learning. When I was young, I lived in a small town. I was not rich, but I worked hard. Every day, I woke up early. I went to work before the sun came up. I came home when it was dark. I worked many hours because I wanted a good life. One day, I met a woman. Her name was Emily. She had a warm smile and kind eyes. I fell in love with her. I wanted to make her happy. After some time, we got married. I was very happy. Emily liked flowers, books, and music. She liked soft colours and sunny days. I wanted to give her everything. I worked more and more. I wanted to buy her gifts. I wanted her to smile every day, but I did not see the problem. I was not at home much. Emily was often alone. I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought money and gifts were enough, but Emily wanted something else. She wanted time. She wanted love in small ways. She wanted to talk, to walk together, to laugh. But I was always working. I thought I was doing my best. I did not see her heart was becoming sad. One day, everything changed. One Friday, I finished work early. The sun was still in the sky. I was happy. I had flowers in my hand. I walked home with a smile. I wanted to surprise Emily. I opened the door slowly. The house was quiet. I called her name, Emily. She did not answer. I walked into the living room. Then I saw something that broke my heart. A man was sitting on the couch. Emily was beside him. They looked shocked when they saw me. The flowers fell from my hand. My chest felt heavy. My world changed in 1 second. Emily stood up. She tried to speak, but I did not want to hear her. My heart was full of pain. I left the house without a word. I walked for hours. My eyes were full of tears. My hands were shaking. I gave her my time, my work, my love. I gave her everything. But she gave her heart to someone else. I felt lost. I felt empty. I asked myself, why? What did I do wrong? But there was no answer. I did not sleep that night. I sat alone on a bench near the park. The air was cold. My hands were in my pockets. My mind was full of memories. I remembered her smile. I remembered our wedding day. I remembered all the times I worked late, thinking I was doing it for love. For many years I gave her everything. I bought her dresses, books, and flowers. I worked 2 jobs. I came home tired, but with a smile. I thought she saw my effort. I thought she felt my love. But maybe I was wrong. Emily often said, "You are never here." I thought she did not understand. I was doing it for her. I wanted her to live well. I wanted to be a good husband. But I forgot something important. I forgot her heart. I forgot her need for my time, my voice, and my hand in hers. The next morning, I went back home. Emily was sitting at the table. She looked at me. Her eyes were red. She said, "I'm sorry," but her words felt far away. My heart was already broken. I did not shout. I did not cry. I just sat down, silent. Days passed. We did not speak much. The house felt cold and quiet. We ate in silence. We slept far apart. I looked at her and saw a stranger. I was not angry any more. I was just tired. I felt like a man who had built a big house but forgot to put a door on it. One evening I packed my bag. I looked at Emily. I said, "I need to go. I need to find myself again." She did not stop me. She just nodded. Her eyes were wet, but she understood. I walked out and closed the door behind me. It was the last time I saw her. I moved to a small town by the sea. It was quiet. The air was fresh. I rented a small room above a bakery. Every morning I smelled fresh bread. It made me feel a little better. I started working at a local shop. The pay was small, but it was enough. I talked to people again. I smiled a little more each day. I walked by the water in the evenings. I listened to the sound of the waves. The sea did not ask me questions. It did not judge me. It only listened. I started to feel calm inside. I also started to read. I read books about people, about life, about love. One book said, "You cannot fill others if your own cup is empty." That line stayed with me. I thought about it every night. For many years I gave everything to others, but I forgot myself. I began to take care of myself. I made tea in the morning. I watched the sky change colours. I sat in silence and listened to my heart. I wrote in a small notebook. I wrote how I felt. I wrote my dreams, my pain, my lessons. It helped me understand. One day I looked in the mirror. My eyes still had some sadness, but they also had peace. I smiled at myself. It was a small smile, but it was real. I said, "You did your best, and now it's time to live for you." That was the start of my new life. Years passed. My hair turned grey. My hands became slower. But my heart was stronger. I no longer felt broken. I learned to enjoy the small things. A hot cup of tea, a kind smile from a stranger, the sound of birds in the morning. These small things became big for me. Sometimes I thought of Emily, not with anger, not with pain, just as a memory, a part of my story. She taught me something important. She showed me that love is not only about giving, it is also about being there. It is about listening and sharing time. I met other people in my new town. Some became friends. We talked about life and shared stories. I listened more than I spoke. Many of them had their own pain. I understood them. I was not alone in my journey. Everyone has something they carry inside. One rainy day, I met a young man in the bakery. He looked sad. He said he worked all the time and his wife was unhappy. He asked me, what should I do? I looked at him and smiled. I said, "Go home early, hold her hand, talk to her. Don't wait too long." He thanked me and left. I watched him go into the rain. I hoped he would listen. I hoped he would not make the same mistake I did. Life is short. Love is simple, but we make it hard. Sometimes we forget the things that matter most. Now I am an old man. I live alone, but I am not lonely. I wake up with the sun. I walk slowly through the town. I say hello to the birds, to the trees, and to the wind. I smile at the past, and I live in the present. People often ask me, "Do you regret anything?" I think for a moment and say, no. I learned many lessons. Life taught me to love myself first. You cannot give love if you have none inside. First, you must be kind to yourself. I no longer chase big things. I do not need much. A warm blanket, a good book, a cup of tea, a friend to talk to, these are enough. I learned that peace is better than noise, time is better than money, and love is more than gifts. Emily is just a memory now, a soft shadow in the back of my mind. I do not hate her. I do not blame her. We were both young. We made mistakes. But through that pain, I found myself, and that is something I will always keep. So if you are listening to my story, I want you to remember one thing: love others, yes, but never forget to love yourself. You are not here only to give. You are also here to grow, to rest, and to smile. This is what life has taught me.